Hello everyone, I am Ben the Bold, you are you, and welcome back to another episode of our Icenia campaign. Before we get really started again, and we are going to go to war this episode, I can just feel it. I do want to do a quick look around the world. Rome seems to be pretty stagnant. I see it has taken Corsica, but aside from that, it doesn't seem to have moved a lot. I really would have expected it to have started to have conquered more of Italy. At least I would have hoped that it would have conquered more of Italy. I usually like to see a nice strong Rome in any game that I play. Carthage still seems to be mostly consolidating its control on the North African coast, but it has expanded a little bit more, even more so than in the last episode, into Iberia. They are well on their way of trying to make Iberia their home, I see. The Seleucids have fallen apart. Phrygia seems to have kind of regained some control. And Maria is, of course, the powerhouse that is Maria. So, let's look a little bit more central. It looks like Gaul is still anyone's game, but the British Isles belong to the Icenians, or at least they will very soon. We do have a couple lingering issues. For those of you who watched the most recent episode, we had our king, or our tribal leader, unfortunately die right before the end of the episode. It is a tragedy, but we are now led by Indemanius Sonorus. I cannot pronounce his name. These names are so difficult, but it is what it is. He seems like he's going to be relatively decent, but he is also 65 years old, so he may have a relatively short reign. We do have some things that we have to sort out. For instance, we have some titles that we need to assign. We also have barbarians at the gates. They are once again trying to take Liguvilia, whatever. So I'm going to go ahead and once again start moving troops back to the north. And in this case, it's going to be a long, slow march for so many of my men. Once again, that is going to cause us to unfortunately lose some of the manpower that we have spent so much precious time regaining. I might have to do one more omen to increase manpower recovery speed. Let's also go ahead and find a good war chief. I think you are going to be worth it. You are no longer dislike our ruler, although you don't have super high loyalty. But you're not losing loyalty either. And in this case, oh, well, really, this is the one that I want to make sure is always high, because that's that manpower recovery speed. Here, he's just increasing my cohort recruitment speed. I'll give him the job. He deserves it at this point. He's been a decent character for us. I still don't have any trade routes, it looks like, available. Nope. That's going to be okay. I'm going to go ahead and, well, move these horsemen up a little bit. I really wish this barbarian invasion hadn't happened. Gosh. Poor Bronwyn Akai. She just recruited all those cohorts in the last episode and now is starting to fall ill. She seems to have disbanded a bunch of her cohorts as well. Yeah, she at one point had, what, 7 cohorts? Now she has 3. The good news is that this is not near as many barbarians, and these barbarians are led by a pretty pitiful general, Mr. Urcus here. So maybe we will be able to defeat them without getting our main army involved. I'm still going to keep it marching up. I'm going to have it go to Assyrium. Yeah, I think we should be able to handle this army, which is mostly made of archers and chariots. I think we should be able to handle it. Look at that, 7.5 research points. That's not terrible for a little tribe. We are coming into the world. So, unfortunately, those that 1,000 horsemen's going to get there before anyone else. Maybe they will be able to punch a hole through their lines. Looks like I've had a daughter, that's great. Or they could just all die real quick. I have forgotten once again to increase army maintenance. Not like that's going to do me a whole lot of good at this point, but maybe it will help me defeat the barbarians. And it looks like I will pull this one out, hopefully. I'm going to go ahead. I think I've won this. I'm going to go ahead and pull you back to Venta. Looks like I have another tribal vassal. Clan vassal. They lost 6,000 men. I lost another 2,000 men, which isn't good, and they are going to go back hence from whence they came. I don't really want my 12,000 men to just stand there. I'm going to move them down to Deva. Really, I lost 3,000 men because those 1,000 horsemen died. That's unfortunate. I am going to leave my army maintenance at default because I am making money and I know I want to go to war soon, and for some reason I simply cannot remember to increase army maintenance before fighting barbarians, so I don't want to make that mistake for a third time. The barbarians looks like they've decided to come back. We are going to kick them out of our lands once more and take and kill them all eventually. Probably right here in this next battle. Looks like you... Well, I'm just going to combine these two armies when they arrive. Nope, actually I'm going to do it right now. I am going to play whack-a-mole for a second, it looks like. They have really nowhere good to retreat to, so they're just going to bounce back and forth between provinces until they are completely wiped out. So as I decided in the... Oh, now they are all gone. Now I will move to Venta. And looks like I captured 2 pups, but they both died, so that was anticlimactic. Like this clan chief is going to make 2 chariots. That'll be good. I'm going to go ahead and move them so that they are ready to move straight into the Coronan land or Hodovasian land. I'm going to once again manpower recovery speed up. And here I am once again going to increase my civilization value. Currently my max is 46. And I really want to get that to 50 as soon as I can. When I get it to 50 though, I will probably have to hold off on hitting this button until I can increase stability. That might be, now even might be a time for me to go ahead and click the kill the pig button to increase my stability quite a bit. So it would, for 5 years, 0.2. I'm going to do it. So that's going to increase my stability by 0.2 per month. That's great. I because when I hit the button to become a autocracy, that is going to increase, or that's going to decrease my stability by 30 points, which is really going to hurt. I don't want that to completely cripple my brand new kingdom right at the beginning. I would also like my kingdom to be a little bit larger before we get there, so I am looking to go to war, and to go to war soon. I want to get that light infantry army, move them there. I'm going to switch, just have these people switch places. In fact, I might go ahead. I don't really want to build a brand new army just yet. What happens if I split off? Looks like I got an event. What happens if I split off all the archers? Maybe I could lose 82 gold. Don't really want to do that. Don't have any need for centralization. I could lose 41 gold and gain 5 stability. I am trying to increase stability. That looks like a pretty good deal. Well, really, for 41 gold, not so much, but it is what it is. So I am going to use this army of all archers and 1 chariot. That probably isn't the greatest army composition, and I'm going to let Kingatessa Caractica take control of the army. She gives me a bonus for archer discipline, or archer offense, and I'm going to move this army so that it is in a prime position to invade. Now, if the AI was smart, they would really see me coming. They'd also probably know that there's not much they can do about it at this point. I have quite a nice network of alliances, which I will go ahead and pull in, even the Dobunians, who might want to take some of this land. If they want to take some of it, honestly, they probably deserve it after how I've just used them as a wrecking ball for the last several wars. I have a chance to gain another centralization, which there's no point in that, or I can lose 1 centralization but gain 10 loyalty. And I'm going to go ahead and just lose the 1 centralization so I don't go into the negative with money. Check it out, still good there. My freemen are starting to promote into citizens. I want lots of citizens in Venta. People are slowly, very, very slowly migrating in. But hopefully we will start sending plenty of slaves to Venta very soon. As you can tell, I've decided to hold on to my alliance with my friends in the north by not attacking the Parisians quite yet, and instead attacking poor Urka. She's not going to have a chance. She has only 7 cohorts. 13,000 manpower, but it's not going to be enough. I think we're ready. Let us once again declare war. We are going to take that land, and I am going to pull in my allies. Do I hold off and not pull in the Dobunians? No, I'm going to go ahead and pull them in. I think I can race in, grab the territory that they would steal first. And even if they got some territory, it's not the end of the world. We're going to take it all back from them anyway. I mean, don't tell them that. To them, they are our staunch allies, and we will do whatever we can to help them as they move forward. But we're going to stab them in the back eventually. It's just how the game goes. It's going to be nice. The last 2 wars we've been not necessarily struggling for. In fact, we have won both of them quite handily. But there have been moments where not that the war was ever in real doubt, but moments where we've really needed our allies to have a big victory. Whereas in this war, I think we're going to be able to not necessarily steamroll, but we're going to do our best to steamroll through them. We have won our first battle. I'm going to take my archers and move them south. Oh, I caught them without their forts fully maintained, it looks like. Which means I have a lot of light infantry sitting here ready to take this fort. The fort's mine. I'm going to assault the walls. I am going to use a lot of manpower to do it. But honestly, I think to take a fort that quickly at the beginning of a war, I'm going to... Let's see how many pops they have here first. They have 8 pops. If I take 4 of them... How much money am I making? I'm going to let the looting be gentle. No, none shall hide. We can all go to the Iceni. How about you? Are your forts fully maintained? No, they're not. But unfortunately, this army only has 2 cohorts that can actually successfully attack it, so looks like this one I will have to siege out the old-fashioned way. Low food supply? Yeah, that's fine. Looks like I've caught them. Taking some slaves. Gonna hopefully take some more slaves. Yep, 1 to Venta. That's what I like to see. I want to make that city big. Now, it looks like they were reinforced, but I don't think it's going to be enough. We do have the tactics advantage. We also have the manpower advantage. Their chariot is slowly coming into battle, and it's going to be wiped out. We win again, which is hopefully going to be a running theme for this war. And then another battle, we've captured a man, or a character, that's good. You come here. I'll tell you what, this little light infantry army, the light infantry doesn't do well holding the line, but it's doing a decent job today. I might think about intermixing it with a few more archers, maybe. Really make it a kind of a dedicated sieging army. Another slave to Venta. Again, that's what I like to see. This war looks to have been a rousing success. Doesn't look like anyone's going to be able to stop us. We are not even losing that many men, even though we fought in several pretty big battles. And as much as excellent as my men have been, I think it is time for some of my armies to actually start heading home. So I'm going to go ahead and send my light infantry stack back towards Camelot and Dunham. And my first warband up there so that just in case it can reinforce my men sieging. Which hopefully this siege will be over relatively soon. I could use the archers to assault the fort, although I just don't see any point. This fort's going to fall to me soon, and these are all my tribal armies, so I'm not taking any manpower losses from them anyway. Fortunately, we are suffering some attrition, but again, those aren't my men. I mean, they do belong to the Iceni tribe, but they do not directly belong to me. Can I hit the magical civilize button yet? No, not yet. It appears that they are going to try to make a last valiant stand in their one and only province. As soon as this fort falls, I will be able to move on and completely eliminate these 2 countries from the map. This also de facto gives me control over this uncolonized settlement because it is only a matter of time before I colonize it. And indeed, it has happened. I have taken the fort, and now I move in and try to attack the last remnants of their forces. Which is actually 10,000 men, but they are relatively disorganized, so I don't think I will have that big of that much trouble. I did this war, and I also made a lot of money doing it, so, and took several slaves. This was kind of the perfect scenario. Of course, I'm just going to full annex these two countries, it looks like, so even if I did take a lot of slaves, I'm really just taking pops that I was going to own anyway. I'm going to get 7 aggressive expansion. That's going to push me right up around that 20 again. That's okay, at least for now. Maybe there's something I can do to decrease that in the future, but only decreasing by 0.03 per month. Oh well. Oh, it's because I'm at war. That's why it's so slow, right? Hopefully. We'll see. I'm going to go ahead and press the OK button, and we are going to get northern modern-day Wales as well. And, of course, I'm going to decrease that by 1 so that my aggressive expansion is at 19.27. They accepted our peace offer, and now my archers are going to go home to Venta. All in all, a very successful war. We might think about going ahead and just deleting some of these forts. For instance, I don't see a need for you. That will save me a little bit of money. Although I'm not necessarily in need of extra funds at the moment. I think I'm going to go to my diplomacy stance. Well, first, before I do that, I'm going to hit this button again and increase my potential civilization values. I'm going to start exporting some base metals, which is going to increase my light infantry offense. That's good since I'm currently, not intentionally, but currently running with a lot of light infantry in my army. That's going to be okay though. They can be useful, especially in the siege. I'm just going to move them to Deva, make them in a slightly more centralized location. I'll tell you what, for now, I'm kind of happy leaving these two countries as is up in the north. In fact, maybe if I did go to war with the Parisians, I'm just going to, for lack of a better term, call them the Parisians or Parisia. Lose 34 gold, I don't want to do that. But I will. I might just leave them here as a buffer state to these barbaric areas. Nope, I can get some more base metals, or export some more base metals. I'll go ahead and choose you, why not? Hey, is that Brynwyn? After fighting in the war, she has lost the infection trait, so maybe she will be around for a little bit longer after all. I'm now getting 8.1 research points per month. Give me all of that research. It's looking good. We are going to have a new military tech in as little as, what, 6 years? We're moving. We're getting closer, guys. Now you, Mr. Uncolonized Land, are an eyesore. Do I have a bunch of Iceni pops here? I do. I'm going to start moving some Icenis to Mediolanum. So I'm looking for, I want specifically Iceni pops. You'll work. Oh man, hold on. I'm getting a lot of, I'll go ahead and start exporting some wood. All right, there we go. You, I will happily move you as well. You're Druidic, and from the Iceni, I'll do that. Same with you. Some other Icenis. Sure, you as well. All right, how many pops does that give me here? It gives me 10 at this point. Hopefully, the majority of them are from the Iceni. It means I can colonize. So now I don't have to deal with that ugly-looking white splotch in the middle of my beautiful Iceni territory. I am really moving forward. We are in very good shape. Yeah. Do I have a war down here? Is there another war? Oh, it looks like one of my allies is fighting in a war. They didn't call me into it, so I'm guessing it was an offensive war? They do have a Casus Belli against me, though. They are still my ally, correct? Yes. And they are fighting... who? Okay, well, hopefully they will handle that. If not, at this point, I'm not super worried about losing the allies because I am becoming so much stronger than most of my neighbors. I could continue on and finish conquering what is modern-day Wales. They seem to have lots of good resources. And, once more, lots of good pops. Alright, so an incendiary slave speaks in Derbentio? Okay. Well, looks like I'm going to lose some political influence or gain some tyranny. I don't really want local slave happiness to go down. I also don't want slaves killed. Don't want local slave output to go down. A silver-tongued character named Dominus Caraticus will appear. Icenia loses 10 political influence, but I also lose 10 popularity. Silver-tongued. What of it? I think I'm going to go, this Donus guy could be useful. I have a feeling this might come back to bite me. Donus might be quite a instigator. He may mess up my internal politics a little bit, but what can you do? I think I'm going to go ahead and build another library down in Canlandinium, since I have quite enough researchers or citizens at the moment in Venta. I wouldn't mind bumping the that ratio up a little bit here, although it seems like I need... Oh, I just don't have enough building slots. Whoops. I'll tell you what I would like. I would like some more cities. Uh-oh. Call to arms from our allies. So if I decline, I lose that alliance, don't I? Now, it's a war they started, and they are at war with someone bordering me. Would I become the war leader if I joined this? Because I would be totally down to join this war if it means I could take this land. I am going to accept it because I think that's what good allies do, and I know that I said that I will betray my allies the first time I get a chance, but that day is not today. At least not yet. I'm going to go ahead and select them, just move them up that way. It looks like the Dubinia have joined too. This should be a fairly straightforward conflict, but unfortunately it is a conflict for another day. I think I'm going to go ahead and end it here. Just a quick recap of what's going on around the world. I have, of course, been continuing to expand. It's looking good. Rome, it looks like, is expanding into Gaul instead of deciding to conquer the rest of the Italian peninsula. Interesting choice by the Romans. The Macedons are still having difficulties locking down the Hellenic nations, while Thrace is moving quite rapidly up into the northern steppes. Phrygia is looking good, and it looks like they are fighting a war with the Seleucids. That could be an interesting war to follow in the episodes to come, but all of that will have to be left for the episodes to come. I am Ben the Bold. You are, of course, you, and I hope you are having a wonderful day. I will see you tomorrow.